Thank you so much for clicking on my video and watch me create a fun new look with a couple of products I just got.
So what do we want to do? Oh, let's do, I have a palette in front of me that I got in the mail like a few weeks ago and I have not even used it. So I thought it'd be fun to maybe do a look with it. And it's the Artist Couture Supreme Nudes. Let me show it to you guys. It's like really wearable everyday, like rich browns, like golds, coppers, really pretty. So this is something that I will get a ton of use out of. I feel like I say that about a lot of my palettes, but it's true. Get a lot of uses out of them. So I'm super excited to dive in this palette for the first time in this video. So let's get to creating something. Let's see. So let's put an eyeshadow base down. So I'm gonna start off with the P. Louise base, and this one, that's what it looks like. P. Louise base, and this is the shade Rumor 2. So with that, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it all over my lids. And the brush that I'm gonna use is a Luxie 250 brush. This is a large eye blending brush. Maybe I was gonna say large, but whatever. So I'm just gonna go through all over the lid and just apply. So I'm gonna start off with a fluffy blending brush. So this one is a Bdellium Tools brush. This one is brush 785. So I'm gonna go in with, ooh, let's do something that complements my shirt. Okay, let's do, let's go in with Nudist. So that is this color right here. I still haven't taken the film off the mirror, so that's why it looks a little foggy. So we're gonna go in with this top right hand shade here, Nudist. So with Nudist, I'm gonna dip into that brush that I showed you guys, and we're just gonna buff, I'm just gonna buff that all over my crease. Now these shades do, or the shade that I dipped into has a little bit of fallout, but fallout does not bother me. Whenever you see fallout, just keep in mind that that's a little bit more, that's more pigment than, let's say, versus a shadow that didn't have any fallout. So whenever you do come across a shade that has fallout, just tap the excess like on a surface, and all the excess powder or fallout would just kind of dissipate from the brush, and you're left with color on the brush. Okay, same brush, I'm going to dip into this other one called Eccentric. So it's kind of like a yellowy, not yellowy, yeah, it's like a yellow base brown. So I'm going to dip into that one and kind of go over the same area that I did, just to further intensify that color a little bit more. And I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Exposed and Stripped, so these two lighter shades here, just to buff out closer to the brow. So I'm gonna dip into those together, and I'm just gonna buff it, like go a little bit on top of that crease color and more towards like the outer portion of the eyebrow, just to kind of diffuse some lines a little bit further. Same brush, and see the difference between this one and this one. This one looks a little bit more blended. There's like no, okay, I'm gonna go in with a different brush. So the next brush that I'm going to be using is a Sigma E25. This is another blending brush, but it's just a little bit more densely packed. So in comparison to the other brush, this one is a little bit more fluffy, and this one is just more densely packed, but it's still fluffy but a little bit more dense. So this one will allow me to pack on color a little bit more nicely. So the next color that I'm going to dip into, let's use Aesthetic. So it's this rich warm brown color right there. So I'm going to go with that one. And I'm going to concentrate this like on the lash line and smoke out the outer portion of the eye. That's pretty. So I'm concentrating this color on the outer, just to kind of, because that color is really nice, rich and brown. So I'm just laying that down with this brush and then slightly bringing it over. And I'm just gonna kind of lightly with my pressure, kind of bring that up a little bit just to kind of blow out the outer corner. And with the other brush that we were using before, just gonna kind of blend things out right there. Okay, and then just kind of with whatever's left on the brush, just gonna buff this out. And then I'm dipping into Transcend and Eccentric, so which is these two here, this top one here and this bottom one here. So I'm tapping into both of those, and then I'm gonna use that to kind of just marry all those colors together on the lid. Okay, so with the shimmery colors, I'm gonna do Bronziana, which is this nice, pretty, like, shimmery, bronzy color here. And then I'm gonna go in with Opulence, which is this nice coppery here. So I'm gonna go in first with this one on this portion of the eye, and then I'm gonna go in with the other one, like here, kind of overlapping on top of the Bronziana. So Bronziana first, and then Opulence. So let's do that one. So let's do... Can you hear my kids fighting? Yeah, I totally can. So I'm gonna put this one down. Ooh, really pretty bronzy shade. Next, I'll probably do like a smoky eye with this, like a nice deep, rich, chocolatey brown. And this on top, that would be really pretty. Well, kind of what I'm creating now, huh? Oh, that's so gorgeous. I love it. So I've been like trying to find the time to do like makeup tutorials, but you know, I'm sure like everyone can relate when I say that I've just been kind of going through this weird funk, and please tell me I'm not the only one, because this is such a weird time for everyone. And I don't know, like some days I'm unmotivated, some days I have a list of all these things I want to get done and I don't do it, and some days I'm just like, yes, I'm gonna conquer everything that's on my to-do list, and sometimes it gets done and sometimes it doesn't. So I'm just like, you know, thought I would have like all these videos and stuff created by now, which is what was my plan, was just to kind of kickstart my YouTube channel, just because I finally had time to kind of do something. Oh my god, that's gorgeous. So the first one was the Bronziana shade, and then this one is the Opulence. It has a lot of shimmer and reflect to it. I hope it's showing good on the camera, but I love it. I freaking love it. Yes, so pretty. I'm gonna go in with a clean brush. This one is a MAC 239, so it's just like a tiny bit fluffy but a little bit more densely packed. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm gonna go in with that brush just to kind of diffuse the shimmery that's on there. That way it doesn't look like just like I just threw it on and just left it there, because I'm not trying to create a cut crease or anything. I want this look to be really blended. I love it. So far, I love it. Okay, looks good. I am going to, what am I going to do now? Oh, let's do some eyeliner. So I'm going to do a pencil liner. And this pencil liner that I'm using is from Younique. It's a really nice creamy pencil. It stays put all day. It's a sharpenable pencil. I forgot the name of that. I'm totally having a brain fart, but it looks like this, and it's in the color black. So I'm just gonna go really close to my lash line on the top, just to create some depth on there. And then I will slap on some lashes later. And I think with a, let's see, I'm going to use like a really small detailer brush, and this one is a precision crease brush, That was such a tongue twister. And I'm just going to use this along my lash line to just diffuse that liner. I'm going to go over it with the darkest brown color in the Artist Couture palette. So that is shade Mink, this one right here. So I'm just going to go on top of that liner and just kind of buff it out. For lashes, I think I want to go in with my all-time favorite. These are Ardell Whispies. These lashes are so nice. I mean, I use a ton of different lashes, but these are like my go-to fave. So if anybody asks what is my all-time favorite lash, I will 99% of the time tell you these ones. If not, there are some other ones that I really like from this girl who's local, and her lashes are pretty bomb too. And I will link her in the description so you can check out her lashes. But these ones are freaking bomb. Done with one. Let's do, oh, I have some other new stuff to show you. Alright, so let's go in with, let's do a little bit of primer. I don't always do primer, but I got this new primer and I've been really loving it. This is the Younique Touch Glorious Mattifying Face Primer. And it works really nicely. It's really soft, not super thick at all. Kind of reminds me of the Smashbox one, the original. So but really mattifying. So if you get really oily in certain areas, this is good for you. So I'm not putting it all over my face. I'm just putting it in areas that I am more oily prone. So which is like my T-zone, my chin, and right here along my cheeks. So I had my skin moisturized and then I just primed. And then I'm going to go in with this new product that I got. This is another Younique product. This one is the, what is it called? Younique Touch Spray Foundation. So if you've ever used any spray foundations, that's what this is. I tried it one time. This will be the second time I've used it. This one I used it for the first time when it came in the mail earlier this week, and I was like blown away. Coverage was good. Like, I really liked it. So first, when you use any spray foundation, you want to shake it a little bit. You can go directly on your face, or you can put it on a brush and then go on your face. So that's the way I'm going to use it. So I'm just going to spray it on the brush like so, and then go ahead and start applying. And the shade that I am using is Tafetta. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So make sure I blend it out really nicely, no lines. Yeah, this is so nice. I'm not going to put in any more just because I don't want to pack on loads of foundation, but I mean, even if you were, I don't feel like this would, I don't see this layering badly, so just gives you a little bit more coverage, but oh, that's nice. Okay. Done with foundation. I'm going to cover that up. So I'm going to go in with, I feel like I have like insane dark circles these days. So I'm going to use a product that's not intended for dark circles, but I'm going to use it for dark circles. So what I'm going to use is like a peachy, pinky, this is a cheek and lip tint, but I'm going to use it on my under eye. And this is just going to correct any of the darkness that I have. And then I'm going to go on top with concealer. So it's not crazy pigmented, you see. And I had this other product that from Becca that was a under eye corrector, but the formula of it, I just didn't like it. Like, it felt really heavy, like the coverage, and it did cancel out what it said it was going to, but I wasn't crazy about the formula, so I gave it away. Okay. And so what this is going to do is going to cancel out some of that like brownie, like purpley, crazy looking under eye that I have. Since it's nice and warm, this will cancel it out really nicely. I don't really do a whole lot of color correcting, just when I feel like I have insane dark circles. And I feel like I have insane dark circles right now. So I'm going to go in with, I'm going to mix these two concealers, Maybelline FitMe concealer, sand and light. So I'm going to go in with the sand first. So in this section right here, I'm just going to be layering the lighter concealer with a little bit of darker concealer, and then just laying them on top of each other. And then afterwards, I'm going to go ahead and blend that out with a damp beauty sponge, and then just kind of working that into the skin really nicely, just to make sure everything's nice and blended, no harsh lines, and the look of it is super seamless. I love it. If you've never used the Maybelline FitMe concealer, it's fire. It's really good. So I'm going to use the Younique translucent powder. This one is really light, not light in color, but just like light in feel and coverage. So it's really nice. If you're looking for extra coverage, this is not your translucent powder, but something nice and light, this will do the job. This one is the Morphe E8, so it's just like a nice fluffy brush. So I'm gonna use that to just kind of pack in the translucent powder. And I saw who did this technique. Man, I've been watching so many YouTube videos. I saw, oh my gosh, who was it? Instead, because I used to like go like that, like just wipe it off, you know? So now I'm just kind of bouncing it into the skin. Oh, who the heck was it? I want to say it was Lipstick Nick who did it, but, or somebody else. Oh, I don't remember. Somebody on YouTube taught me. And ever since I've been doing my makeup like this, like, my skin looks freaking flawless. Okay, so enough of that. So I'm gonna go in with, so that was translucent powder. And I don't feel like I need to set my face with, nah, I'm just gonna leave it. Because I have that mattifying primer underneath, so if I put too much powder, I feel like my face will maybe look dry. I don't want it to look dry. And I don't need more coverage, so I'm just gonna leave it there. But I'll show you my 2 favorite powders that I use to set my face. Let me grab it. So if I was going to use powder to set my face, I would use these. I have 2 of them here. So one is the Studio Fix by MAC. This one is shade NC35, and then I have the pressed powder from Younique in shade Poplin. So these 2 here to set foundation are bomb. And they both have really good coverage on their own. So after I do the what's it called? The translucent powder, I'm gonna go in with some bronzer. And I just grabbed a random one in my makeup bags. This one's the OFRA bronzer in Versatile. That's what that looks like. And so I'm just gonna tap and go in with an angle brush. And I didn't go too crazy with the bronzer. Ooh, I'm gonna use an OG blush. This one is Romantic Rose from Milani. And this stuff's pretty awesome. This one's a matte blush. And it looks like that. It used to look like a rose, but since using it, went away. So I'm gonna just dust this on the apples of my cheek. Let's use this one here from Elcie Cosmetics. So it's this one here. It's all dirty. Sorry. And this one is the Skin Reflector Highlighters Pearly Glaze. And it looks like this. So I'm just going to sweep my brush across it and just apply it on the apples of my cheeks. And I like this highlighter because it just kind of melts in the skin. It doesn't have like glitters or anything. Everything's just super fine. Everything is just really finely milled. And you can tell when you put this on because your skin just looks so smooth. And it doesn't emphasize texture at all. I'm going to finish up the under eye before I forget. Going crazy with the other products. So I'm going to go ahead and let's go in with the darker one, the darkest one, Mink right here, and then we'll dip into that one. So first we'll start in with the darker one, and then we'll dip into that rich chocolatey brown. So I'm gonna just glide that dark color Mink across the whole lower lash line, and then I'm gonna go in with Aesthetic, and I'm gonna wash that on top of that dark one. It keeps the intensity, but this will just add like a nice richness. Okay. After that, I'm going to go in with Transcend and Eccentric. So I'm going to dip into both of those colors and buff that out even more. So this one and this one. Transcend and Eccentric. So I'm dipping into both of those. And just buff it out. Slightly on top of those two other colors that we did, but slightly below as well. And this brush didn't have any, I didn't dip into any product, it just had like leftover color that I used to buff out the top there. So I'm just using this brush to just further buff out any harsh lines. Actually, let's use some of this black liner and put some black liner on that waterline. The fluffy, a smaller fluffy brush, and I'm going to go into a shimmery shade, and I'm going to, actually with the same shade that I highlighted, I'm going to go in with into an inner corner highlight. And I'm going to use Elcie Cosmetics Reflect highlighter. I'm going to go in with this one here. It's like the more goldeny, the darkest one out of the whole pan. And I'm just going to buff out the eyeshadow, or excuse me, the liner, and bring it down a little bit. Just because I felt like I needed a little something. That bronziana shade is this one here. I felt like I needed some shimmer. Can hear my kid going crazy out there. I'm going to tap, with that same brush, I'm going to tap into Mink, which is the darkest brown. And I'm going to kind of enhance the outer corner a little bit. Tapping color and then slowly bringing it upward. The Moonstruck Epic Mascara. This shit is the bomb. When I tell you it's amazing, it's amazing. And not just because I'm a representative of the brand, but because I quite enjoy it. This mascara, I've been using it for years. So just a girl wearing makeup, talking about what she likes. That's me. I'm girl. I'm gonna let that kind of dry and do its thing. Normally I put face spray on my face before I put mascara, but I got too carried away and I forgot. So for lips, what am I gonna do for lips? Let's keep it nice and neutral. Neutral. I'm gonna go in with, this one is from Sally's. It's called CO.LAB Lip and Define Pencil. This one is in the shade Burnt Up. And so it's just like a nice, let's see. I'll show you the color. I'll swatch it on my hand. You'll see it in action on my lips in a minute. So that's what it looks like on my hand. It's just like a nice, I would say nude, pinky, borderline, burnt spice type of color. It's warm. And because we are doing a Artist Couture palette, I think it's only fitting to do an Artist Couture lip color. This gloss here that I'm using is from the Artist Couture line. So that's that. And that's in color Uncensored 2.0. Uncensored 2.0. We all know how to put on lip gloss, so I thought I'd speed up the video a little bit of me applying lip gloss. Just a nice thin layer all over the lips, and this formula is really nice and glossy. This color has like a nice like tingly sensation, but not overpowering, not like those ones that make your lips kind of hurt and burn. No, this is nothing like that. It's really comfortable. So that, my friends, completes the look. What do you think? Oh, let's spray down the face. And the spray that I'm using is the Badescu facial spray. Looks like this. Yeah, looks like that. So I'm just gonna let that kind of sit in the skin. And this will melt all the makeup together into the skin, let it sink nicely. I'm gonna help it a little bit, so I'm gonna push it in. Done. Done, done, done. Oh, here I am. I was so feeling myself in this video. Just thought I'd do a little slow-mo so you guys can see the makeup look in its entirety. So that is a completed look using the Artist Couture Supreme Nudes palette. I am like really obsessed with the Younique Touch Foundation. It's the spray foundation. It's really nice. I really like it. It doesn't feel like I have anything on my skin. The finish is really nice. I love it. So far, I love it. Obsessed. What else is new that I used? I think those two things I wanted to shine some light on. The eyeshadow palette and the foundation. What else? I think that's it. So if you want to create this look or you want to check out those products yourself, I will link everything down in the description. And yeah, everything will be there. So thank you so much for watching.